Welcome back to Casey. Okay, actually it's KushCool, not KJCool. Subscribe for more, cause chess is good, along with Minecraft. But chess is pretty good. Okay, today we're doing. Okay, I need to open the analysis board. This is a weird opening for a video. The stages of the game with no kings. JK. But the stages of the game. Well, just so you know, the stages of the game, in short, is the stages of the game, just like a book. The beginning, which is called the opening, the mid-game, which in reading would be called middle, and the end, which is called the end game. So really, you should take out your notepad and write all those definitions. So let's get started. Okay, we don't want lines. Eval, of course we want eval. Well, this is the opening. This is when you open up your pieces into the board. I almost moved right twice. This is when you open your pieces into the board. For example, it says the king's pawn opening, because that's what opening this is called. For example, you can go on Google and ask Google, what are the openings in chess? And it won't just give a definition, it's just gonna give you 1,000 openings. Because this is what an opening is. But an opening is when you develop your pieces and do the most important thing of all. CDC. Everyone bring out your notebooks, because CDC is important. And I'll show you with the computer. Never mind. But, in short, CDC, it's really good. C stands for control the center. And I've never actually told you, but the center is E4, E5, D4, and D5. That is why most players do, not that. Okay, maybe they do that, this, or a whole ton of other moves which they could possibly get an advantage out of. I just opened the thing like that. So, really, this is control the center. When somebody just does all this stuff. The knights are controlling these squares, the pawn is controlling the square, the pawn is controlling the square. A lot of controlling, really. That's why people just like control the center, because when you do control the center, you get a better chance of winning. For example, if I were able to make all these black pieces inactive and all the white pieces scattered around the board, which I don't want to do because it's a nightmare doing an analysis, white will definitely win for sure. Like, this is supposed to be a draw right now. Maybe it's just because white gets first turn. But really, most pieces just try to control the center in the beginning of the game. That's why you'll see people play this type of opening. Development. I just open up the analysis board again. Development is practically you do the same thing, except you don't try to control the center. In development, you try to get your pieces out of the back rank. And the back rank is the place where all the pieces start. For black, it would be the 8th rank, and white would be the 1st rank. Now, why do you want them all out? so that you can be more active and, of course, control the center. But you can also do a very important thing when you do all this stuff, because you control more squares throughout the board, and the more squares you get, really, the more chances of winning. It's a space advantage, really. So, just piling up. They're all just developing themselves so that they get, like, to party or something, maybe. This is not that much of a development. It still has the same amount of squares. I don't know why people move this. This really just gives you more squares, but who cares? That's not what we're here for. The last C in CDC is for castling. Castling is really important. You want to do it before 15 moves. This is because your king starts out on the E file. Really in the really center of the board. E file, E file. I can keep on making positions like that. Bruh, I just tried putting another king. Well, okay. So, why do I keep on doing this over and over again? I'm coming back in a few million hours. Castling. See that? This is called castling. At the beginning of the game, the kingy man, can do two types of castlings. I need to edit this. Oh my god, I removed the queen. Oh my god, I made him too OP. What if I just give black extra pawn? Okay, well, the king has a chance to castle in two different ways. First of all, queen sides, which in chess notation is 0-0-0-0, 0-0-0-0, or 0-0, which is king side castles. What is the difference between these two? Notice. When I do this, there's like a hanging pawn type of dude here. So really, you just need one more move. And that's not quite good for black. Black doesn't have that much of a good advantage there. If they do queen side, it'll take too long. And king side, you already have protected that pawny boy. They both are pretty good. But like, sometimes people okay. Sometimes people allow this to happen. Yes, this. Default thinks this. They don't even know that the king is there. That's why queen side does not go that good. So, bye-bye. So, I prefer king side, because you're already targeting there. You can block this later on. And the opponent will probably move this as well, so that's opening. I just realized how long I took. The mid game, we out entered the mid game. Why am I not able to move? Now pieces can start using strategies like d5. Oh my god. And start doing crazy attacks where they might lose pieces, gain pieces, really. a lot of crazy stuff happens in the mid-game. So when people lose their rookie boys, a lot of other stuff. And I'm actually not joking. Oh my god, why did I sack Black's queen? So that was practically an example of what could happen in the mid-game. New analysis. Now the end game. It's when there are no queens on the board. And only less than 14 pieces. Now the end game, okay, that's invalid. That's also invalid. The end game, it's pretty chaotic. Like, you can even see Black is winning here because past pawns. This pawn can go ahead and promote. This is the end game. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces here. You can still use tactics here, but oh my god, you can just do so many things in the end game because there aren't that many pieces. Lots of stuff happens in the end games. Like this. And the rook got pinned. Black is winning in mate 13. Endgames, it's when you promote your pawns, take pawns. It's when the king is like running to save their pawns, but they don't make it. It's pretty sad for the person who loses in the endgames, I feel like. But that's really the endgames. Lots of chaotic stuff. The promotion. B1 equals queen. That's the main part of endgame. People always try to promote here. Just so you know. Maybe I'll cover promotion a bit more later on. A lot of crazy stuff happened. Poor king. I feel White is losing here. End games. It's the end game. But in end games, you might also make a draw by mistake. Draw. People sometimes make the mistake of doing this, and that's why you really want to be careful before making a draw. And for now, that's the stages of the game. Not that much. But chaotic stuff happens in chess. So, I'll see you later on Casey. And remember to subscribe. And before that, YouTube sub GIF. No, not link. Image in your tab. Hoo, he, ha, 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 hoo, he, ha, 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 ho, ho, he, ha, ha. You're subscribed to KC.